I've never liked Ben Askren. He's not a guy that I like, but I definitely feel for him in his situation. I never want to see harm on any of my opponents and people that are enemies to me. I wish him nothing but the best. He's a family man. He's a father. He's a brother. He's a son. He's all these great things to people in his life that are close to him. But I think that it's not a smart thing to push him back on that mat. He died 5 times. Less than a year ago. So. I don't like it. If he gets dropped the wrong way on one of those double lung transplant, you never know what's going to happen. So, I'm just hoping for safety for him this weekend. That's all I care about is that, he gets through the mass safe and I can go out there for the main event and whoop Armin's ass. But, I don't like it, but, it's not my decision,
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of negative comments of this is stupid. This won't be competitive. This is basically just signing a death certificate. Like, guys, if he's not feeling up to it, I'm sure that they'll probably make some adjustments. Right. There was a little concern. Like, I had people reaching out to me going like, hey man, like he was still coughing on ROF 09, on ROF 9 wrestling this last weekend in Dallas on Saturday night. He's like, he was doing the live broadcast and he was still kind of coughing and, kind of struggling with some breath. Look, guys, let him be. It's up to him. It's his own body. It's my body, my choice, right? That whole thing. So it's his opportunity to go out there and wrestle.
Hey, he's supposed to be wrestling again.
Yeah.
Oh, against Belal.
Is that
I don't
real?
think is that a good idea?
No.
I saw him talking the other day.
Yeah, that woke me
out
out when I heard that.
When he was talking, he was coughing a lot. And I'm like, listen, when people who are athletes, they're afraid of wrestling because it's exhausting. They don't want to feel that burn in their lungs. You really want to push yourself like that?
Yeah.
I still question it.
Okay, so
yeah, I mean, dude, there was obviously, like when I woke up, I couldn't feed myself, I couldn't stand up, I couldn't do anything. When as I was getting better, I told my doctor, I said, hey man, I want to go back to coaching practices. I want to go back to my life. I want to go back to doing what I love. And he said, obviously you can. You have to be a little smarter. You have to take a few more precautions. And I said, you know what I want to do? I want to wrestle. And he said, well, I don't know about that one.
I definitely had a conversation with a doctor about this, and they were trying to explain to me that, like, his risk of infection goes up substantially with the double lung transplant. Like, you look at the complications that double lung transplant patients suffer. They have to be on this immunosuppressing medicine at times just to be able to live, and that makes that there's some trade-offs with what you can do with that in terms of your level of activity and who you can be around. Anyway, I'm not a doctor. I don't know what the truth is. I just hope that if he's going to do it, that there's a safe way to do it. If there's not, then that's really troubling. But I'm not a doctor. I don't know how risky that is. I do know that a doctor I spoke to made it seem like this kind of thing would be risky.
I mean, he had double lung transplant surgery like how long ago?
That was like a year ago.
A year ago?
Maybe 2 years ago. Maybe 2 years ago.
I'd be worried
At
even
the
just
most.
about infection.
Yeah.
I'd be worried about everything. And I would also be worried if you're doing that. I think you have to take immunosuppressant drugs in order to keep someone else's organs inside of you.
So you're going to go out into a giant crowd of people.
My friend C.T.
sweat on each
Fletcher,
other?
you know C.T. Fletcher?
Yeah.
C.T. had a heart transplant, and he has to take medication to keep this heart in his body, keep his body from rejecting it. And he has a bunch of complications from the medication, like makes him swell, and he posts videos and pictures about it. Like, it's a serious thing. Like, you have a heart transplant, and then you're on immunosuppressant drugs, and then all of a sudden, or a bad flu.
Yeah.
Like, anything bad will fucking kill you.
Come on, and Askren gonna be wrestling? Brother, this guy, he was always one step on the hole. How he's gonna...
Well, you mean like he was one step in the grave last summer? Is that what you're saying? With the health stuff?
Yeah, he was sick. Yeah, he was very small. He was like very skinny. Brother, I hope this promotion, how it's called, Raf?
Yeah, a Real American Freestyle.
They will. I hope they will take care of him, because if something happened in the match, it's not good for them too. This guy was almost died. Now he's beginning wrestling. This is crazy.
Crazy, right? But so you
You
don't.
really want to die. No, this is not little. This is very big risk, and this is not like, it's not good. Yes, I hope nothing serious not gonna happen, and we just wish the Ben Askren like just wish him best.
I will say this though, it is kind of a lose-lose situation for Belal Muhammad. It's like, if I beat him, I'm supposed to win. You picked on the guy who's coming off of all this, all the lung transplant and all these things. And if I lose to him, you're a schmuck. I'm just a bum. I'm this, I'm that. Like, it's a lose-lose for Belal. So let's cut Belal some slack. Let's be real about it. Belal is a great person, a great human being. I have had nothing but great experience with Belal Muhammad. Now, people, for some reason, they don't give him any credit. They're always trying to trash on him. I can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah, no, 100%, right? It's definitely a lose-lose for me. I'm definitely not going to get any cheers over there. But for me, like you said, just to be a part of that story, right? Like, I want to feel it, right? I want to be like, man, how could this guy come back, right? I want to go out there and be that last, notch in his story, and to show, he's going to show the world what's possible. The doctors, I'm sure, are telling him, don't do this, you're crazy. I'm sure that his friends and family are telling him, you're crazy. But fighters are built different. We have different mindsets. He has a different mindset. I think now the respect that he got from fighters is another level, right? Like even when he was in the UFC, people forgot how good he was in Bellator and how much of a dominant champion he was, and just coming into UFC in his later career. But to win he's winning at life. So for me, just to be a part of it, who cares, brother? Boo me.
Yeah, that's probably the only thing I'll agree with that Palestinian Pinocchio on, is that he is in a lose-lose situation. There was no reason for him to take that match. I mean, it makes no sense, but who knows? They used to train at Rufus Sport together, so who knows what's going on there. But yeah, I don't like it. I wouldn't have taken the match, and it really doesn't make sense to beat a guy like that or go wrestle against that guy. But here we are.
Makes me uncomfortable. When I read about it, the response was supposed to be excitement. It was supposed to be inspirational. And I am getting there, by the way. It is exciting. It is inspirational. But I was uncomfortable at first. And I thought, what a stud Belal Muhammad is for taking this. I don't think very many people would have taken this risk. And Belal realized one thing, which is if I don't do this, Ben doesn't get the opportunity. And that part of the story is not being told, and it deserves to be told. I think that Belal Muhammad has always gotten a bad shake in the media. I don't think the media has ever been fair to him, and I think that he has ever been the star of this contest that Ben Askren is.
So I wanted to pick someone who was tough, which Belal is really, really tough, but he doesn't have super high-level wrestling credentials, right? That wasn't his background. That's not what he did permanently. So, I know I couldn't compete with some of the high-level wrestlers at this point in my life, but I feel like I could still compete against someone really good. And then I didn't want to go to the other side and pick someone who was too easy, because that annoys me. Some of the wrestlers in RAF, actually, they want easy matches, and it's annoying because it's like, you're really, really good. You don't get to go beat up an easy guy. What is the point of competition? The point of competition is to see what we're capable of, and if I know that person's really wimpy, then what's the point of competing against him?
He's a winner, right? And that's the problem. Like, sometimes when you're a winner, your will is so strong that you think you could force your body into unrealistic expectations.
Ben Askren is wrestling. Did you see that?
Yeah. Versus who?
Belal Muhammad.
Oh my God.
What do you make of that?
But the Askren, he's on the shape of the.
He almost died. Double lung transplant.
He almost died. How he's gonna wrestle?
I don't know.
This is a guy that was done. He was gonna die, and man, the fact that Ben Askren is getting back out there against someone like Belal. That's Ben's got the higher credentials by far as what he's done in his career and everything like that, but he's definitely at a deficit with the health issues and stuff, but God bless him for getting back. That's something.
His nickname is Funky Ben Askren.
Yeah.
Ben Askren is not what you think of when you think of like an Olympic wrestler. He was an Olympic wrestler, but he's not what you think of, right? He's not Jordan Burroughs. Ben Askren's not lowering his level, shoving his forehead into your chest and running right through you. He is letting you shoot and then scrambling like a maniac. What he's able to do, the positions he's able to get in, the ways he's able to scramble is what got him all the success that he had. It didn't entirely translate internationally because there's a lot of, shoulder openings and things like that the point system doesn't quite work for him. But if he is getting shot on by Belal and Belal's just doing a very straightforward double single and Ben starts scrambling like a maniac, this could be a very different wrestling match than what people are expecting.
If he can bounce back and like Belal is obviously a good wrestler, but Ben Askren's way more decorated. So if he's healthy and he does what he can do, that'd be fucking pretty banging.
And I think I hope I inspire a lot of people with the ability for them to watch me go through something really hard and deal with the adversity and come back from the adversity, because no matter who you are in life, you're going to go through something really hard at some point. I wouldn't wish what I went through on a lot of people, because that was really hard. maybe a little too hard, but if they're going through something a little less hard, and I know obviously people have went through harder things than I have, but it was pretty hard, that they can get through it and they can still go and be who they want and live the life they want to live.
Well, let me say, by the way, Belal Muhammad, we're going to talk about him fighting, of course, here shortly, but one of the nicest dudes you'll ever meet, and obviously knows Ben Askren from the training room. I imagine, you know what I mean? I don't think Belal's going out there and be like, I'm going to break this SOB. You know what I mean? I'm sure they're going to go out and move around a little bit. You know what I mean? And just, hey, what an honor it is to be back out there on the mat. And I think for anything, it just means something for Ben to kind of complete this journey, man.
His story, his comeback is amazing, right? But I'm here to win. I'm here to put my foot on the gas and give my hand raised and get the winner of the main event. So see you guys Saturday. Tune in, watch it. And I'll definitely be watching the Usman DDP fight.